They're always here. Why does it matter? And why would they lie on the shape of the earth? And you get people saying it's to hide God. Well, I will admit it did hide God from me because I like my science and the religion weren't corresponding. So I went off religion. But I don't believe they're hiding it because of that. I believe they're hiding it because they use it against us in the resets. Because I believe when man gets too intelligent, they need to create a reset because we do live in a matrix simulation and they do not want to share control of the matrix with us humans. I mean, I've worked out how our reality could be controlled and turned into paradise if we stopped what I see is happening. And that is, you've got SpaceX and CERN creating powerful magnetic frequencies and they are weakening Earth's magnetic field. I believe they're going to collapse it, and what's going to happen is the firmament that divides the waters from below from the waters above also keeps all the mud from the deep from falling on Earth. So when they collapse the Earth's magnetic field, all that mud is just going to fall straight to the Earth, along with all that negative water slamming into the positive atmosphere. Negative, positive together, ball of plasma. So you'll have shooting stars, meteorites, along with this mud. But that won't be the end of it. When all this mud lands on the Earth, it's going to create different pressures in different areas of the tectonic plates, which will create massive volcanoes and massive earthquakes. I don't believe anyone's going to be safe from this one, because you've got SpaceX and CERN creating powerful magnetic frequencies, but there's hundreds or there's thousands of colliders all around the world doing the same, creating powerful magnetic frequencies, and it's affecting Earth's field. And as soon as that collapses, we're in for it. Yeah, I've been watching someone who's done a lot of research into the history of Earth, Jason Arkea, I forget the last name. I'll put a link in it. Well, I'm going to be showing him in a minute anyway, because he says some interesting things, and it's not from his creative thinking. He's researched and got these out of old books, and he can back his data up, which he has shown that certain events are happening every 838 years, and he thinks it proves that we're in a simulation, But I think what it proves is that the controllers have been manipulating events from day one. All these claims what I've made, I am going to have to show proof to back it up. It's not just me pulling it out of my arse. So I'm going to start by proving that we are in a simulation. Yes, it still needs experimentation, but if you think about it, it shouldn't have to, which I'll explain at the end of watching it. I've virtually proved that we're in a simulation. Now I need to show you where the hard drive is and show how it can be controlled with the knowledge that the controllers will not want to share the control of the matrix with us humans, so they will create a reset, and that is exactly what they are doing. And I believe we don't have much time. We need to be getting organised with this. I need people out there to help get this down on paper. The experiments that need doing, we need to get them done. We need to present it so the educational people of the world will accept it enough to actually look into it. I'm going to show you everything that I've discovered. If you've got ideas in improving that knowledge, you need to hear about it. But first, I'm going to show you how I discovered where the hard drive is. And basically it's from an experiment showing water ultra memory. A listening device was used to record the electromagnetic field coming from the water to later reconstruct the DNA that was once in that water from the recording. Well, that told me that magnetic field holds memory. So I thought, could Earth's magnetic field be the hard drive to our reality? It wasn't long before I seen big spirals over Norway of what looked like magnetic frequencies from powerful magnets being turned on and off in sequence. And it's a big circle, so much circular. And then I seen SpaceX shooting spirals which weren't satellites. They were magnetic frequency. They looked like radio waves shooting off the rocket at Earth's magnetic field. Now, there's something deeper happening, but basically it is weakening the Earth's magnetic field. And why do they want to do this? Because they want to create a reset. They want to collapse the Earth's magnetic field, and all the mud that's gathered on top of there, which I will show why it will gather up on top of it, will fall to the Earth. But first, I'll show you a little bit of footage of SpaceX and doing these magnetic frequencies.
Northern hemisphere in the winter months. Right in here, the exhaust starts changing color, turns into a bright red, and then you're going to see that white object like we saw in the first video kind of separate right there from the rocket itself and go a different direction. That almost looks like a supernova going on right there. Looks like the Crab Nebula or something like that. Big, huge vapors changing color from red to orange to blue. Watch this white object here that's separating from the rocket. The rocket's up here. This thing here is that white orb like we saw in the first video that took off out in front of the rocket itself. This one's going in an opposite direction, and it does something here in just a moment that is really weird. Almost looks like something you would see in a sci-fi movie. Check this out. It starts spinning, and it leaves these systematic lines in the sky. Almost looks like a radio tower sending out signals, like right there. Look at that. How weird is that? And this video was taken on the fly. She did not have a tripod. She managed to keep the camera very still and had a absolutely spectacular view of this impressive rocket launch that again left a large cloud in the sky that looked like a nova, some sort of a supernova. But the rocket's continuing on here, going in more of a slant.
So there you have it. As you can see, magnetic frequencies being aimed at Earth's magnetic field, which is the hard drive to the collective consciousness, and I believe this is what's creating the Mandela effect. Now, I don't know if the Mandela effect is a side effect to weakening the firmament, or they are purposely changing data in the collective consciousness by magnets being turned on and off in sequence, creating a magnetic frequency of information and planting it into Earth's field. I've just decided that I'm going to create this video in small bite-sized parts, so this is part 1.